Today and tomorrow, we actually can make a difference in people's lives. Normally, what we talk about is kind of nonsense. We talk about a Bucks game or a Marquette game or a Wisconsin game or a Packers game, and I love that nonsense. I do it for a living. But these days, we get to make a difference. Why? Because it's Make-A-Wish, the Wish-A-Thon presented by Kessler's Diamonds. You can donate online now or call to make your donation, 877-272-9474. 877-272-9474. You can also bid on our sports auction at radiowishes.com, radiowishes.com. Bradley is with us in studio. Bradley's 20 from Milwaukee and has worked through a life of intractable epilepsy. Andrea, his mom, is here as well. So let me start with you, Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking off the air. This starts when he's just a baby, 10 weeks old. This starts. How does it start for you? How do you know something's not right?
Well, I'd already had a baby before, so I kind of knew what babyness was supposed to be like. And Bradley, right after he was born, he was kind of spacey. He wasn't really as engaged as my other child was. And at about 10 weeks old, he started shaking while he was on the changing table. And, I had only seen a seizure on television. So I didn't know that's what my baby was doing.
Yeah.
And it took a couple of weeks to kind of go back and forth with the pediatrician. We finally got into children's neurology. And, I had started videotaping his episodes because I was kind of tired of explaining them to the doctors. And doctor walked in the room, looked at the video, turned right around and said, "You're being admitted." And at that time, he was having a couple a day.
Yeah.
And he had over 100 his first year of life.
Yeah. My goodness. So Bradley, what's going on, young man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being so polite. It's good to have you in studio today. You're not a rookie at this. You've done this in years past. So this is old hat.
Yes, it is, especially being out of school this morning. And I'm so happy to be here.
A free pass out of school. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing much, sir. Nothing much.
So right now you have been seizure free for a while. Is that tell me how long it been a while?
2 years.
2 years. Now, Mom, that has to be an amazing relief for you. So if we go back to before he went seizure free, we'll get to that in a moment, maybe as to the causes as to why. But prior to that, it was at its worst. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say so. We had about 2 years of having a seizure every week. He has nocturnal seizures, so he only has them while he's sleeping. Some sort of glitch in his brain between the sleeping and waking state that causes his body to go into a seizure state. And, we weren't getting much sleep during that time. Sometimes he would wake up with a shoulder dislocation. And we're really on edge, and it was a really rough time for us all as a family.
How'd you find your way through that? What changed? So this is for Micah. Maybe there's wood back here. What changed in this 2-year run now of being seizure free, and how amazing is that transformation?
Well, I mean, just mentally, Bradley is so much more on the ball. And, it's really just given Dad and I a really good breather.
Sure.
And for us to really start enjoying our family again, because before you're just in a bit of panic all the time. Is Bradley going to wake up? Is Bradley going to be okay? That was what our life was like for 2 years.
Yeah. So, Bradley, tell me about Make-A-Wish and how, what have you benefited from? Like, what was the cool thing that happened for you?
I got to say, I got a camper. It was my wish to get a camper. And Make-A-Wish is an excellent foundation because I'm part of it, of course.
How did it make you feel to have a camper?
Very happy, Mom. Very happy.
What's the best place you've gone to in that camper?
Ottawa Lake.
Ottawa Lake, is that in Wisconsin?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's close
do you,
by.
Do you now when you're camping? Do you like to fish? Is that what you do? You fish at all?
Not really.
Yeah, me either. Good. I'm glad you said that. I didn't want to have to pretend to like fishing. But
What's one
so
of your favorite things about camping?
yeah, what do you get to do?
What do we-
Color.
What do we do at night at the campfire?
Oh, I see where this is going.
She's setting him up.
S'mores.
Yes.
There
There
S'mores.
you go.
All about,
All right.
It's all about
Okay.
the camping food that we don't get
Yeah.
to eat at
Yeah.
other times.
So, who makes the best s'mores? You make your own?
Well, in the fire we do, of course.
Yeah, right. But when they're getting put together, does Mom put them together better than you? Or
Yes.
yeah, that's what I thought. I was leading you into that again because moms make them best.
That's true.
Very true. It's much easier for Mom to hand him a s'more than to try to put it all together.
Oh yeah.
Like having 100 s'mores a day.
Yes.
100 would be a lot,
It would be a lot.
from a total overall s'mores intake, concept. So the camper was that always your wish? Did you tent prior to that? Or, camping is much more highbrow than tenting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
More comfortable.
It's very different.
Yes.
Bradley loves his camper. He thinks that it's his own little house,
Yeah.
Which it is.
and he likes to hang out in the driveway, just hanging out in the camper.
It was what I was going to say, and that
Yeah.
comes from Make-A-Wish. So do you use the camper like that? Would be your own little getaway, even when you're at home, right?
Yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so, Mom. Yes, basically, I mean, some weeks during the summer or fall, I sleep in it.
Sure.
Mhm. We have camper sleepovers.
Camper 2-day sleepovers.
Not in the winter.
No.
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 Two-
No one needs to trip on ice when they're camping.
That's right. That's a good point. Advice to be taken. What has Make-A-Wish meant to you, Mom?
Well, the timing of the Make-A-Wish being fulfilled was so important for us just as a family, because right around that time, Bradley's medications just happened to hit the right dose. And between that and a CPAP at night, he only had one seizure after we received that camper.
Yeah.
And just to be able to kind of switch out of that panic mode and to be in we can breathe and we can all be a family and have these enjoyable things away from home
Yeah.
and not close to a hospital
Right.
was it was just a big sigh of relief.
Did you know, Bradley, after you would have a seizure? I mean, was that scary for you?
Well, hold on. Watching the video, yes, it was scary.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know.
So you didn't know when they're
Until you were
happening.
waking up.
Well, I realized that. I realized that the camper is an excellent idea.
But when you had a seizure, Bradley, you would wake
that-
up and you just wouldn't know. You'd be confused,
Yeah.
upset,
I will.
scared.
I think me waking up with my shoulder up
That was the
dislocated.
worst.
with dislocated, it's the worst. And I would have to go to Elmbrook for that.
Yeah. You'd have to travel in order for them to fix
Yeah,
it,
in the
right?
middle of the
Yep.
night,
Oh,
a lot. So
yeah.
It's
And Andrea, a quick question here. When you were going through all this with Bradley,
mhm.
for anybody who's listening that, could be in a similar situation or going through something like that as well, what did you do personally to, obviously you've got the stress because it's your kid who's going through all this. You're trying to deal with that, ease him,
Mhm.
take care of your other child. You've got, obviously your husband,
Mhm.
so there's 3 kids you're trying to take care of at the same time. What did you do personally to try to get away from it all? Did you get in a reading or did you pick up a new hobby or something to
Yeah.
try to give yourself a reprieve?
It was really hard to even think that way, honestly. I mean, I would go for walks and I would go out in nature and just, try to relax. But I mean, when you're only getting spotty sleep at night every night for 2 years,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to take care of yourself because you're, almost feeling like you're taking care of your son and it's a life and death situation. Any seizure can lead to death.
Yeah.
And all of this, everybody we're going to talk to and everybody that comes through and Make-A-Wish, it's all families, right? So, I mean, we think of the individual, think of Bradley, but it's his world. It's your world as a mom, as a parent. And that's the difficult part. And I think the part that some people fail to understand is that the wishes that come true on this are gifts to a family, not just in this case, Bradley.
Absolutely. And I think that, when we found out about Bradley's wish, I think that, having these kids feel special in a different way than I'm special because I have this health problem. I'm special because of who I am. It's such a different feeling and a different reaction that, wow, this is something really good that's happening.
And I would think, let me ask it, not tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Are you still fearful, even though you've been 2 years now
Absolutely.
seizure free? The fear never leaves?
Absolutely. I wake up every morning, hoping he's going to be there. I mean, be there.
Yeah.
And, anything can happen. Having that many seizures in a lifetime of 20 years has got to do something to your system.
Yeah.
And, I never even thought that we'd get to 20.
What do the doctors say now?
Well, they are very clinical about it, and they hope that, this stretch lasts as long as possible. But there's always a chance that, especially a kid that has them and hasn't grown out of them.
Yeah.
We can always go back to that time where we were having a seizure every week or something even worse. And, that is always in the back of our mind, but, taking every single day and just, understanding the blessing that he is and the fact that he is here and we're still a whole family unit. It's really important.
So, Bradley, let me leave with a couple of final thoughts here. One, other than camping and s'mores, what makes you happy? What do you love?
I'm glad you guys asked. I like to color.
Yeah.
And I also like video games.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Are you good at it?
Basically, yes.
Not to brag, but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's great.
What about your friends at school?
Sure. We'll go with that.
There's a little eye roll, Mom. Right there. I got a little eye roll on that one.
There's some serious eye rolling going on. You think he's 20, but no.
What was your question again?
So the other things you like. So you're good at Minecraft. You like the video games. And then Mom brought up friends, but you have some good friends too?
Yes, I do. I have some old friends from Tosa. And, well, first of all, I haven't seen them over 2 years.
We moved 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And second of all, let me ask you this, who is ever out there watching me right now. You can do other stuff. You could do like sports. You can do, let's say if you're a soccer team and then you don't know what you're doing, but coach helps you out. Sometimes people win, sometimes people lose, and that's part of life at first.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're winning?
Yes, because I'm a winner and I am the queen of
the king of Make-A-Wish.
Yep.
The king of Make-A-Wish. I didn't know that we had royalty in the studio.
Yeah.
Now, I've done the show for a lot of years, and I've never had a king in studio until today, Bradley. What a treat it is for me to have a king in the studio.
Lord Bradley.
I think it's awesome. To be honest, I love my job.
What's your job?
Sitting down all day doing nothing.
He's the king, sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
That's what kings do, because everybody else does everything.
Hear he.
Bradley, it's a pleasure to get to meet you. I'm glad that you were actually weren't planning on coming in today. You got the free pass out of school to come in and visit with us. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being the king.
You're welcome.
Glad you're healthy, and I hope that the 2 years turns into a lifetime of being seizure free.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It is all part of Make-A-Wish. Mom, appreciate you.
Yes.
The road you travel.
I should wear a crown.
Well, we can. Let me see. Can we get a crown?
Oh yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of. We can find a crown.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll let Forrest will find you a crown.
Oh boy.
Let's see if Forrest can find a crown. Mom, thank you. I know I don't know what you've been through. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You only know it if you live it.
Right.
But thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Well, every Make-A-Wish family has these same stories.
Yeah.
And Make-A-Wish is also really great because, it kind of brings these families together too, that, you kind of feel like you're doing this alone, but yet there are so many kids that have special situations that,
Your story is uniquely yours. You all have some similar stories that you can bond over, but your stories are uniquely yours. RadioWishes.com. That's where you can bid and make donations. You can donate online, or call to make your donation 877-272-9474. 877-272-9474. Bradley, thank you. We appreciate having you in here.
You're welcome.
This is the Mike Heller Show, and you're listening to The Game.